Eye Contact, a Mark Manning Mystery, Book 2. Author, Michael Kraft. Publisher, Open Road Integrated Media, New York. Narrator, Eric Aust. He wanted money, asked Neil that evening, seated at the center island of the kitchen. He and Manning have arrived home within minutes of each other. Most informants do, says Manning, pouring vodka over ice. The difference is most aren't so brazen. Why did you tell him the imposter is a woman? At least weird. Something told me not to tip him that I suspect Zarnick. It's a detail he doesn't need to know yet. Even though I no longer suspect him of Cliff Nolan's murder, I haven't ruled out the possibility that Utley could be involved in the Zarnick ruse. He's demonstrated a conspicuous self-interest in Zarnick's discovery, fake or genuine, by running those ads. Tantalizing ideal, says Neil. But frankly, I don't think Victor's that clever. Manning laughs. Neither do I. Garnishing the 2 glasses with orange peel, he hands one to Neil. Rising for a toast, Neil tells him, Welcome home, Mr. Manning. It's been a long 36 hours, and yes, I counted every one of them. Before drinking, they take a moment for a leisurely kiss. Their embrace is made clumsy by the cocktails in their hands, but it's good to be back in each other's arms, and neither one flinches at the few drops of alcohol spattered down their backs. Holding tight, Manning is secure in the innocence of his attraction to David. It could never possibly threaten his bond with Neil. Their identity as a couple is rooted far below the fertile topsoil of sex, deep in the spiritual substrata, where their intellects, their shared past, and their planned future are nurtured by any reasonable measure of commitment. They are married, and yet Manning knows that he cannot simply dismiss last night's transgression as an inconsequential slip. The marriage. Manning's sense of their marriage has been damaged. It's up to me, Manning tells himself, to focus and to fix it. And Neil doesn't even have a clue. What's wrong? Says Neil, sensing an unexpected intensity, something almost desperate in Manning's hug. Manning holds him at arm's length. I missed you. Being apart isn't good for us. I'll drink to that. And Neil does so. Manning also drinks. How's everything shaping up for this weekend? Neil considers before responding. He strolls to the main space of the loft, toward the sofa that looks out through the windows. Manning follows. Neil sits, telling him, Now that you ask, I realize the whole project is finally winding down for me. Sure, the next couple of days will be hectic, but come Saturday, my committee days will be over. I look forward to getting my life back, getting our life back. You have no idea how good that sounds, says Manning as he sits next to Neil, close, thigh to thigh, wrapping an arm around him. I'm sorry things have been so uncertain lately. I haven't had much time for us. No need to apologize, Neil assures him, dropping a hand between Manning's legs to squeeze his inner thigh. You've both been busy. That's life. Manning's been busy, all right. I've got an idea, he says. It's Wednesday, date night. May I have the pleasure of your company at dinner, Mr. Waite? How about that trendy new bistro everyone's yapping about? What's it called? Bistro Zaza. But we never get in. Manning won't be deterred. I'll call the office and have someone in features phone for us. 10 to 1, they'll think we're food critics. You watch, we'll get the best table in the house, and they won't keep us waiting at the bar. But, Manning raises a cautionary finger, we'll come home for dessert. A thoroughly intriguing proposition, says Neil, sliding his hand from Manning's thigh to the crotch of his chinos. But I've always been sort of a pig about dessert. Let's have it now. And I'm not talking tiramisu. Yow. I should have called the office first. Later, big boy. In one deft move, Neil has set their drinks on the coffee table, knelt on the floor, and unbuckled Manning's belt. Manning laughs, getting into the spirit of Neil's spontaneous foreplay. When the phone rings, I don't believe it, he says. Not again. Neil looks up with a good-natured frown, wondering aloud. It's nothing sacred. They stare at each other through another ring or two. And then Neil says, It might be important. That's what has me worried. But Manning can't let it ring. There's a phone on the console table. Behind the sofa, he lifts the receiver. Yes. Hello, Mark. It's Roxanne. By the sound of all the background noise, she must be calling from the convertible. Hi, Roxanne. What's up? Neil, hearing this, gets playful again. Unzipping Manning's pants, Roxanne asks, What's up yourself? Her manner is breezy, almost giddy. You sound funny, dryly, Manning tells her. Let's just say you caught me at an awkward time. Oh! She is momentarily subdued, then she hollers, Hello, Neil! Hi, Rox! He shouts back, giving up on the project at hand. Manning asks them both, Shall I pass the phone? No, says Roxanne through her laugh. I was calling you, Mark, about Carl. Oh, how? How is he? Asked Manning. Never better. In fact, he's right here. We're driving home. We'd like to take you two to dinner tomorrow night. It was his idea. Manning chooses his words carefully, thinking that Carl might be able to hear their conversation over the car's speakerphone. Is everything all right regarding yesterday's meeting? You're sounding rather lighthearted this evening. Couldn't be better. I was way off base, Mark. We can't wait to tell you the news. I'm listening, Manning reminds her. So tell me. Too important. Only at dinner. Manning covers the mouthpiece to ask Neil. Dinner tomorrow, okay? I need to have a talk with Carl anyway. Neil nods. Manning says into the phone. Fine, Roxanne. Where and when? We were thinking there's this marvelous little bistro we haven't tried. Zaza's, says Manning. But you'll never get in. Nonsense, she snorts. The office can reserve for us. Plenty of pull. How's 8 o'clock? Sounds great. We'll be there. With bells on. Bye, kids. And she's gone. Neil gets up from the floor and perches next to Manning, retrieving their drinks from the coffee table. What was that all about? Manning zips his pants, takes his glass from Neil. We're double dating at Zaza's. Roxanne and Carl can't wait to tell us the news. Neil nearly chokes, spitting an ice cube back into his glass. What? Did she mention the M word? No, Manning sips. But she was ditzy as a schoolgirl. Neil flumps back into the sofa. It just can't be. Roxanne married? He blinks. Besides, I thought Carl skulked off to a meeting with the Christian Family Crusade. How would that lead to this? Manning swirls his eyes. Maybe they gave him a sermon on family values. Smart ass. Neil leans forward, sets down his glass, and starts to unbutton Manning's shirt. Gee, he says, wistfully, not watching what he's doing. Do you suppose they want us to stand up for them? I doubt it. Manning sets down his drink, watching Neil's fingers work their way down his chest. They probably want us for Ring Boy and Flower Girl. If they do, says Neil, pulling Manning's shirt tail free of his pants, I get dibs on the ring. Like hell you do. Manning lunges at Neil and they roll from the sofa to the floor. Neil on top. If they were really wrestling, Manning could doubtless pin Neil, but he doesn't even try, submitting to Neil's mastery, arms outstretched in defeat. On his knees, Neil straddles Manning's hips and fully parts the shirt, baring Manning's chest, which heaves from the exertion of their brief struggle. Neil leans forward to kiss Manning's chin, then trails his tongue down Manning's neck to his chest, where Neil notices the nipples hardened like purple pebbles. He sucks one of them into his mouth, clamping it with his teeth. Manning gasps, but doesn't move, eyes closed to heighten a fantasy. Then Neil bolts upright, back on his knees. Hey, he says, I forgot. Did you ever get a look at David with his clothes off? Manning's eyes are open now, and his panting stops abruptly. Yeah, he answers. As a matter of fact, I did. Well, says Neil, eager for details. Is he really built? Yes, he is, Manning answers dryly, tempted but not daring to give a few more details. Overcoming a momentary pang of guilt, he nudges the memory of Door County from his head, telling Neil, I thought you were ready for dessert. Neil pauses, grins. I'll get the whipped cream. Gay Mysteries audiobooks. I think it is easy to hate a label, but a face humanizes the word. So this effort is twofold: to offer comfort to those like myself that your world didn't end because you don't fit into the view of acceptable society on both sides, and in hopes of helping those with family that are LGBTQ, that it doesn't mean we are aliens from the child they once knew. Reassure them so they can maybe be supportive at the same time, being true to their values.